Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and tonight we're going to be talking to one really, really good guy. Actually, I got a few good guys on tonight, but we're going to start with one good guy. Well, he'll be number two. I guess I'll be the first good guy, and then he'll be the second good guy. So I'm not that good with numbers right now. So, but anyhow, I got the great Joshua Silverman on here tonight. Yep, and everybody knows Josh. Great guy. Boy, I got everybody jumping in here, man. James McGuff, Paul Farrell, first one. Ryan Courtney. Oh, love you guys, man. Mark Gong. Ah, great people. Anyhow, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the new marker the Belkin's going to be coming out with, and Gino is going to do. I don't know what you're going to call it, but he wants somebody to name it. Now, I mentioned this in my promo that I did last week. You guys been bombarding me with names. I have nothing to do with this. Okay. So maybe after the show, you guys can bombard Joshua or Gino. Gino's the one that probably you should bombard. Gino deserved that. That'll work. So anyhow, yeah, we're going to have, Josh is going to tell us all about it. And then, I've got another guy on tonight, a great marker manufacturer. Bud Orr's going to jump on with me tonight too. I just have to say his name. It's real simple. When I give my shout outs at the beginning of the show because, back in the day when paintball started, everybody, these guys were so instrumental in what they did to make paintball what it is today. Now, would paintball still be here? It's possible. It probably would be. But these guys that I mentioned, they just put their, not just tons of money, but they put their heart and soul into all of this. They really did, and Bud Orr is one of them. Everybody goes, oh, God, Bud Orr sold a bunch of guns. Yeah, well, Bud Orr worked for 5 years putting this together. Believe me, none of this stuff came free. You guys, I'm sure you guys have heard the story. If you haven't, maybe I'll bug him tonight and we'll drag a couple stories out of him because Bud's hard to get a story out of. Well, no, maybe it's hard to stop him telling stories. But it's one or the other, anyhow. But the guy's got some terrific stories. So a couple of things I want to mention real quick. We've got the WCPL tournament is coming up at Shooters All Season Paintball in Nicholas, California, and that's coming up this weekend. Now it was we've got 8 teams, 8 very good teams. This is like meeting of the heavyweights. This is going to be pretty cool. We're going to do it on a Saturday because the temperature is supposed to be on Sunday. It's supposed to be like 110 degrees. So that's just a little bit too warm, and I've got a lot of my friends coming out to help me. Rick Wilcox, his wife, Lori. It's just great. I'm very happy to do it. We work very hard trying to bring you some of these tournaments, and I'm trying to bring it back to California. A lot of you are youngsters don't remember back in the day, but California was such a hub for paintball. It was just God, everything about California was paintball. And nothing against the East Coast, because there's a lot of great East Coast teams and the Midwest also. It just is, we kind of got lost in the shuffle over the years, and I'm just trying to bring it back. And so we're doing the best that we can. Tony Dietz, he said that Texas stole the thunder. Yeah. Anyhow, unless you're talking about the tank now, the tankster, he's pretty good down in Texas, and we love you, Tony. You know that, buddy. So anyhow, I'm going to give my shout outs real quick. I remember the WCPL is coming up, and October 1st is going to be the Ellie Remember Foundation thing in Colorado. I am actually going into that this year. And also September 30th and October 1st, there is a huge game down at SatCon Village down in LA. If I wasn't going to Colorado, if I hadn't already promised to go there, take my word for it, I would go to SatCon Village. Because Geo just has a great field. Guys, if you get a chance, put that on your bucket list. You're going to want to go down there and kind of hang out and chat. I mean, this guy's got statues that he got from movie sets that are like 30 feet tall. It's just crazy, you're going to absolutely love it. So let me get my shout outs and then let me drag everybody out here and let's talk a little bit about this marker that Gino's got coming out and talk a little bit about the name. When I mentioned it a week ago, like I said, I got some crazy names that came out. Take my word for it. It was pretty intense. Jeff Thompson watching from Canada. How you doing, brother? Okay, I start every week. Tim Schloss. And I mentioned Tim Schloss because he has had and still has tiger stripe camouflage, and the new camouflage is out. It's being sold right now at Social Paintball, and it has the tiger stripe label, everything on it. It's not a knockoff. It's the actual colors. It's the actual print. It's everything that is original. If you get a chance, you're going to want to jump on there and grab some of that because he made a limited first run. It's pretty cool. And then also Tim has the last of the WCPL tournaments, the 15th and 16th of October in St. Louis at Gateway Paintball. Gateway Paintball, another awesome place. Tim, his wife Terry, and their son Greg have done just an amazing job with that field. It's just beautiful. And besides that, I love Tim. Great guy. Then I mentioned Dan and John Colby, Immortal Air. Dan, back in the day, they've sponsored me for 30 some years. Started at Air America, went to a lot of other things, and ended up Immortal Air right now. But they still have probably the best product on the market when it comes to air systems. I know they put a lot of work and a lot of time into it. So it's pretty cool. And then Bud Orr. I'm not going to say much about Bud Orr. Bud knows I love him. Bud's going to be on with us in a little while. So we'll blow Bud's horn when he gets on. That we do all automatically. And then Tom K. Tom K was my second auto marker. The Automag was just an absolutely great marker back in the day, and he sponsored me for years and years. Randy and Juvie Boucher had Paintball News back in the day. Randy Camilla was the editor for APG. Jerry Braun. Jerry had Paintball Sports back in the day, and Jerry Braun has Paintball Sports Field in New York, one of the oldest woods ball fields in the U.S. Very, very cool. Fun place to play. We played there a month or a few weeks ago, 6-8 weeks ago. Had a great time. Very, very cool. No problem. And then Ross Alexander, which I hope to see October 1st at the Ellie Remember Foundation, because he lives in Colorado also. So I'm going to go in there and bug him for a few days, him and Andy Starrett. Jim Lively, 2 tournaments that you wanted to do back in the day. You wanted to do the Masters and you wanted to do the World Cup. Jim Lively had the Masters. Jerry Braun had the World Cup. It was like a family reunion. I did my first professional tournament, 15-man, was at Jim's Field at the Masters in Tennessee. What a great time. Loved it. Then I mentioned Gino every week. Now, I know tonight we're going to talk about Belkin, and everybody keeps thinking this is Gino. Okay, Gino's mustache is not that big. It's a replica. I admit it's a replica, but we got as close as we could. So, I gave the wood carver a picture of Gino, and that's what they come up with. So, and I think it's pretty good likeness myself. That's just me. But, Gino, I mention Gino every week because, Gino does an awful lot for paintball. We're going to talk about his products tonight, obviously, but, the guy does an awful lot for the sport of paintball that most people don't get to see. And I'll start right with Tracy Perez. Tracy Perez, I never knew who she was. She still has too, God love her, but she had lung problems and her doctor bills were just going crazy. And Gino got a hold of me and asked me, he goes, is there something that you could do to help her? Maybe a fundraiser or something? So, I linked up. Bill Bailey and I got it going and got a bunch of stuff. And we put together over $6,000 to help her with her hospital bills. So, and that's just one thing that Gino did. Gino does an awful lot of things, and I'm very grateful to be on the inside with all these guys because I hear all the great things that he does. And so this marker that he's got that we're going to talk about tonight is pretty cool too. And then we're going to try to find a name for this thing. He's giving away $1,000 shopping spree. $1,000 shopping spree. I mean, now if you lived in California and they gave away $1,000, I'd buy you about 8 gallons of gas right now. But you know that's what it is. And then I say every week, my two little buddies, Mark Gong Jr. and Jaden Gong, which are the Hermans, are going to be playing at the WCPL against all these major teams that are going to be there. I mean, I got Black Sunday, I got the OG Ironman. I mean, there's some great teams that are going to be there. Toxic Teddies, Jacob Easter is driving. Him and his guys are on the road right now, actually, driving all the way from Indiana out here to play this tournament this coming Saturday. You know, now that's what I used to do back in the day. You know, I'd take off in a heartbeat to go do any tournament or any big game because that's how much I love the sport of paintball. And the people that I just mentioned, they not only loved the sport of paintball back then to get it going, they still worked very, very hard at the sport of paintball. So, without further ado, let me bring on my little buddy, Mr. William Bailey. What's going on, Billy?
Cleaning up wind debris and storm debris. And
it got windy there again?
Yesterday, the day before yesterday, and then 2 days before that, it took out a bunch of trees. And
wow, I told you to put up a 50-foot wall all the way around your property.
I don't got that kind of money. It's going to take more than that.
Well, we got some pretty good guys on here tonight. You know, we got Josh Silverman on, we got Bud Orr, and you never know who might sneak on here later on. You know, that kind of stuff happens. So I think we're going to go ahead and what do you think? We just drag these two guys out right now and we start talking about this.
Yep, dang right.
Yeah, we got some great people watching too. We got Neb Miller. He's up there in Canada also.
Yep.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
A while ago.
Yeah. And here we go. James McGuff. Love the Gongs. You know, James, I don't know if you know their mom or Mark's wife, Lily, but the whole family is first class all the way down the line. And, you know, when I talk about people that like paintball and work hard for the sport of paintball, you can take and put all the Gongs into that category, every one of them. Like I say, they're coming out to play this weekend. They do so much for the kids, and the kids are the future of the sport of paintball, you know. And Mark Gong and Michael Beard, these guys work extremely hard for it. And I'm going to congratulate all the people that just got done doing the Montressor Classic back there in Illinois, because I hear they had some hard times with the weather was really bad. And yeah, and they went through it and they pulled it off. I think it's just absolutely terrific. Bond chick, look at this. See, that's, you know, when I go someplace with Bud Orr, I just stay right next to him because the guy is a chick magnet. He's a chick magnet, man. I mean, wherever the guy goes, these women come running up. So I just stand next to him, you know, and I go, I'm his chauffeur, you know. I carry his clubs, man. I carry his clubs. So, yeah, you gotta love it, huh, Billy?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and bring out Josh real quick. Please, everybody, welcome one of the nicest guys you're ever going to want to meet. And he doesn't pay me to say that this time. He is one of the nicest guys out there and works very, very hard for Vulcan. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. Josh Silverman. How you doing, Josh?
I am very good. Very good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you deserve it, man. You work... You're very good for paintball. You know, the people I put on here and the people who watch my show, you know, I got Paul Farrell. You know, I don't know if you know Paul Farrell. You know Ryan Courtney?
Of course.
Yeah, these guys are just great. You know, and not because they watch my show. They're just really good for what they do. You know, they take the time out of their life to watch it and talk about it. And, you know, I got Rick Wilcox watching right now. So we got some good people that are watching the show, but you know, we're having you on tonight because you are going to tell us about the new marker that Vulcan's going to be bringing out.
The new gun is just one piece of a million things that are going on at Vulcan at any given moment, as you know as well as anybody, Fred.
Yeah.
We're an entity that is moving in so many directions at once. and they're all incredible. And it's all we can do to keep up and keep both hands on it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna talk a little bit about the marker tonight, the new marker you guys got coming.
Yes.
About the giveaway, the $1,000 shopping spree, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the new paint because I'm going to be using this new paint at the tournament this coming weekend, and he's been sending me all kinds of pictures, and he's had Mike Radko from way back in the day, Zap. Mike knows his formulas. I'll let it go right there. He knows.
Like I was telling you behind the scenes in the green room, if Mike's involved, it's going to be right.
Absolutely, he knows what's going on, big time. So. Neb says, what did Neb say? I wish my bacon and maple syrup heavy diet has slowed my blood flow to lower it. That's the Nebster. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we make this even squares here tonight, and let's bring out a very, very good friend of mine, a very, very good person. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. Butterware.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Hey, bud.
How you doing this evening, my friend?
Yeah,
Well, you're looking good, buddy.
Oh, thank you. I was just thinking, I think when I met Josh, he had just came out of diapers. I mean, that's, 40-something years ago or something.
That's about right.
Oh, you mean you are out of them now, Josh?
It's only been a couple of months. I'm doing the best I can with the potty.
Oh, you're back in them then. Oh, okay.
Well, that depends.
I'm not getting any younger. I mean,
that depends. We won't get into that.
Luckily, we have a Depends sponsor for the band.
Love you, brother.
Yeah.
Love you. You know that.
Yeah. How'd that work with you modeling those, Billy?
It's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I seen that picture. I didn't eat for 3 days, but the picture was pretty cool. So anyhow,
gigs. I've made $17 so far.
Yeah.
There I was 15 of those, but
I'd have known that. I thought I'd known there was that much money in it. I'd have worn.
Don't cash that check for a couple days.
No.
I'll wait.
So, Josh, I talked to Gino a while ago. Let's start with the marker real quick.
Okay. Start where we want.
Yeah, we got a guy that knows a little. Well, I got a couple guys that know a little bit about markers here. I know how to hold one. These two guys know how to build them. But it's like I told everybody back in the day. I was a driver, not a mechanic. These kids that bring me their markers, they go, Mr. Schultz, can you work on this? I go, you want it to work? They go, yeah. I go, then you don't want me working on it.
And that was a mag. It was just an O-ring somewhere. Come on.
That's exactly right. Yep. So he's been working on this for a while, the way I understand it. And maybe you can tell us a little background about it. Is it a semi-auto? Is it an auto? Is it a 68? Is it 50 caliber? What is it?
The new Valken, we don't know yet, is something I first saw at SHOT Show this year. Far as I knew, we were there to debut the battery gun, and I was all amped up about that. Next thing I know, here comes Gino with a gun case. And he says, hey, check this out. And he hands me this prototype, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? And he said, oh, we're going to be doing this and that. And he tells me all about it. And then I couldn't tell anybody, and that was really challenging for me. Yeah. And it's going to be pretty remarkable what it can do, because it can do many things. This will be a 68 caliber marker for starters. It will be semi-automatic, and it will be mechanical in its functionality. The modularity that it will bring, if you want a stock on the back, great, you can have one. If you want the bottle on the bottom, great, you can do that. If you want to run mag-fed, you can do that. If you want to run a hopper, you can do that too. Oh, you want it long like a sniper rifle? Okay, cool, you can do that. You want to play your tactical paintball or your woods ball with it? Okay, great. You want to run it a little bit shorter? Play some indoor, play some up front in your face CQB, it can do that too. The idea with this thing is it's going to be rugged, it's going to be reliable, it's going to be durable, it's going to be simple to maintain, but it is going to be as modular as it can be. So the beauty of that is, here's the opportunity for the paintball store or the paintball retailer. You can sell the base model and then guide them through upgrades to wherever they would like to be as a customer, and keep that customer coming back.
So you're talking about extended barrels and putting the bottle on the back and below. These are all options that you can buy for this marker.
That
Then
is
after
that
you
is my
get the marker?
understanding. Obviously, Mr. Gino's been working on this, pretty nonstop for quite some time, and he's made it very clear to me, hey, there's going to be a part that'll let you do that, whatever that happens to be.
Wow, very cool. So and you know what the caliber is going to be?
That is going to be 68. That's going to be a full size, a full size banger right out there with everybody else.
So it's going to be a real 68 then, huh?
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct. That is correct.
Yeah, because there's a lot of 67 point whatevers. So
Not ours.
yeah, I know. So he is giving away $1,000 shopping spree with this bad boy now. How are you guys gonna? How's the name thing gonna work?
The name thing is pretty exciting. Basically, what it is, he just said, "Hey, let's get paintball involved with something we're building for paintball." That's the goal with so many of the projects that Mr. Gino's working on, and that we at Valken are working on right now, is that we are spending money into paintball. We want more for the sport. We want more options for the player. We want a quality paintball for the player. And Mr. Gino, quite frankly, is really putting his money where his mouth is. And oh, we need to make paintballs. Okay, let's get a machine and let's make paintballs. Oh, we need another machine. Okay, well now we need a building to put the machine in. Oh, let's make another gun. We're not just sitting back and looking to sell more of the same. We're trying to make something new, something fresh, something positive, and pour money into the game.
Right.
And
Well, he's done that for quite a while, actually.
It's true.
One thing about Gino, people go, "Oh God, he makes a ton of money." They don't realize what it takes when you go in to build anything like this. Just like the paint. How much are the machines? $50? I don't think so. They're expensive as heck. And then it takes a certain formula. It takes a lot, to get in to do anything like this. People don't understand the amount of money it takes, and it's always a risk. It's not like you're going to put this out and it's going to work 100% for you and you're going to make a fortune off it. So Gino he does an awful lot for paintball, but what he does is he takes a lot of risks when he does this stuff, and he makes it pay off. If it doesn't work, he beats it until it finally works. And I just like his paint now. He's got the new paint down to Southern California, and that's what I am going to be using in the tournament this coming weekend. And he's been sending me pictures of it, the machines, just everything about it. And he shows me this. I mean, he is testing the stress on the ball. He sent me some wild pictures. I'm like, wow, you're doing that?
It's a remarkable process, and none of it, as you very astutely point out, nothing that he's doing out there is $5.
No,
nothing. Every bit of it takes, and I think everyone here can attest, making a paintball is as much an art as it is a science. There
Absolutely.
is a massive amount of science that's involved. This is a clean room, food grade process to create a high quality ball with the right ingredients, and a little bit too much of this and a little bit not much of that. And one little tweak somewhere can make all the difference. And you have to be on top of it, and you have to be experienced in every aspect of it. And guess what? We're human. It's not always going to be incredible.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's how we treat the customer, or how we treat the player when we have that problem. That's going to make all the difference. Because you know what? Every paint company that's come along has made incredible paint, and they've made paint that wasn't so incredible. And we're going to do everything we can to make the best ball and put it in the, and put it out there in the player's hand every time. And when we don't, we're going to make it right, and we're going to work hard. That's what I can promise.
No, wow, you're very good for Valken. He's got to be paying you more than $5 an hour, like he told me. He's just.
I'm up to 7 now. It's actually really exciting.
You're up to 7.
Oh. Well, the further north you move, the higher it's got to be. Cost of living.
That's why you went to Virginia.
Exactly. No, it all kind of weaves its way in together.
Yeah, you know what? That's pretty much the last piece of the puzzle with you. That's pretty cool. I like it. So, we got a guy that's on the show here that's, he stuck a few dollars into putting a marker out there, and it wasn't all gravy to start with. Am I right, bud?
You're 100% there. Yeah.
There you go. Look at that.
That's it right there.
Nice. Is that your personal one, Josh?
It is. This is my VFT.
Beautiful.
Josh made some pretty, he made up some really neat autococker stuff. And
Here and there.
yeah, no, he's got a great mind for that stuff. And I know when he's on board with Gino, that's a big asset for Gino. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Well, you know, Bud, when you started to make the autococker, you didn't just put that thing together in a week. That thing took you some time, and it took you a lot of R&D too. Am I right?
Yeah, it took. There's some parts on that, the trigger and the sear and stuff like that, where there's no error for difference in the how many thousandths you can be off. They got to be dead on. So, and it took me to build that probably 6 months, and
for the first one, right?
Yeah, for the first one. And no, you'd laugh at some of the regulators I built. Some of them are about way smaller than your little finger, and they worked, but we figured it might get broken off or something like that. But no, it's never ending. I mean, you got to listen to the people that use it. Okay, and a lot of them have great ideas, and everybody wants you to use their ideas, but it would cost millions to do that sometimes. But the first gun I ever made, it took me 8 hours. The first pump, the one I still have here, and Bill shot it. And I've never, ever, ever, I built that in 1986, and I've never had a wrench on it since the day I built it, and it still shoots 285.
Wow.
I never had a part off of it. So, and no, but I thought about it for a long time, but building a gun or building a paint. I built a paint factory. You're not going to get away with less than 3 or 4 million to build, a 4 machine paint factory. I'll guarantee you that.
Yep.
And I would say probably closer to 6 by the time you get to building machines and build everything up, because the machines isn't just the paint, man. I mean, you got the mixers, you got the dryers, you got the drying room.
Yep.
The drying room is probably the most important part of manufacturing the paint. I mean, and just building that is probably $1 million or more just to build it.
Yeah.
And it's not very big either. So.
Well, years ago when I did a video, I put a video out, and I went down. I was with RP Shera, and I went down, and they took me actually in to where they were making the paint, and I had to wear this white robe, and we had to put these hair pieces on and everything like that. And the cameraman,
well, you left yours there though.
Yeah, I did.
We can get him another one if that's a deal breaker.
So did I.
I liked it so much. Yeah. And anyhow, we went in, the cameraman and I went in, and they told us before we went in, they took out one of the guys that was working in there, and the two of us got to go in. We could only stand there for a certain period of time because they said our body heat actually changed the temperature in the room for making the paintballs. That blew me away.
Humidity, it all rolls into a finished product that's either going to make it or break it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, the drying room has it for every foot of height. It's got a different humidity,
right?
Because if you take the paint off the machine, it goes onto trays to go into the drying room.
Correct.
Well, it takes about 20 minutes to fill a whole rack, okay, or less, but the ones on the bottom have already started drying, so you got to change that humidity and temperature. There's no humidity. You can't have that. But the temperature wise, you just gotta. It's an art. And there's one guy that Mike Radko is. I don't know anybody that's better than him at that at building.
Oh,
You know.
he's absolutely terrific. There's no doubt about it. You know, we've been monitoring Josh here, and I've got a guy here that's actually been really keeping an eye on him through this whole thing. So please, everybody, welcome the guy that is actually making this marker and this paint. Please, Gino. How you doing, Gino?
Hey,
Look busy. Look busy.
Well,
Yeah, Gino, I was telling everybody, you know, you've been sending me pictures about the paint, and it amazed me when you sent me the one picture, and you guys were testing the shell. You had it in some kind of a little squeezer thing or something to test the shell. I think the paint looked awesome, and I'm looking forward to using it this coming weekend for the tournament.
that's awesome. We appreciate it. Yeah,
Well,
it's nothing. That's nothing fancy. Everybody has them. It's a hardness tester, but we had some bumps along the way, and I think we got it really nailed down. We're hearing a lot of good things. People are like, don't change it. Leave it the way it is. Leave it the way it is. Well, that's kind of the hard part. You got to source the same materials over and over and over and over, which we're pretty good at. So eventually, we're just going to try to keep things the same and consistent. That's the most important thing.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. And, you know, a lot of guys up here, the guys that are in the tournament, you know, I told them which paint we were using. So everybody is really waiting to try this stuff out. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very, very cool.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. But yeah, we got 2 paint plants being built right now. So it's not easy. That's for sure. New Jersey's an 8-machine plant.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge. Well, how big is the one down in Southern Cal?
Well, Southern Cal, we got 3 buildings now. So, you know, we kind of fell into that one. So we had to make do with what we had, and we got a building down the corner. We got a building next door. You know, really takes a lot of space to. And luckily, in California, you know, some stuff is even stored outside, like boxes and, you know, some, you know, it doesn't rain there.
Yeah.
Know? So.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
But but it's actually going well, really well now. It's been I've been back and forth, you know, 5-6 times already in the last.
Yeah, you were down at Bud's place a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my God, yeah, that was great.
Did he treat you okay? Did he feed you good?
Treat me too good.
No, we had a ball.
Yeah, Kathy. I mean, what a spread! Wow, and the place, I can't believe it. The tool shop, I got to play with all the guns.
Isn't that amazing? You know, I walked in there, I came out, my chin was bleeding because it was dragging on the concrete. I couldn't believe all the markers he had lined up in there. About like 200-300 of them.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And I posted some pictures, and people are going crazy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, so Gino, the new marker you got coming out now, how are you going to work the name thing? You know, how are people going to put their name in the hat to see who wins it?
Well, luckily, what we did is actually it was my daughter. It said, "Hey, make sure they put the date and time in," because some people say names over and over. But yeah, we just, you know, we haven't really got one yet. No one really came up with anything great. We think this gun's great. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. Why do we think it's great? I mean, it's going to be basically, you know, off the Black Hawk platform. So, I mean, that's pretty rock solid. And then it's high density plastic with over molded rubber grips. You know, you can make it a rear tank, bottom line. You can make it longer. It's going to be different colors, 2 tones. The gun's going to come basic for $169.
Wow.
Then you just drop the toolbox is a dummy clip, and you can put a toolbox or, you know, some whatever wrenches or whatever in there, money, and then you drop that out and just slide a mag fed in. It's the same mag well as die and clips, so we'll have clips for that. So there'll be like 10 different accessories to go with the gun. Believe it or not, back in the day, we did really well with the VM68. We had like 20 different accessories for a VM68, and that's what we kind of want to do with this gun. So there'll be like 10 different accessories, maybe 12, where you can buy a base gun for $169, and then all of a sudden you can start adding on all this different stuff. So the dealer could actually turn a $169 sale into a $300 sale or a $350 sale, and you can build as you go.
Yeah, so you can get the parts that you want. So you can make it exactly like what you want. You don't have to get everything. You can just get the parts to make it like you want it to be. Correct?
Exactly. So you can buy the clips. You can do this. You can buy the rear tank. You can buy, leave a loader on, take the loader off. You can go long. You can go short. You can go black. You can go tan. You can go green. You can go gray. I don't know. We're gonna have lots of colors. Two-tone colors. So we think it's going to be a winner for sure.
How long do you think before this actually will be on the market?
Well, we're getting parts off the tools now, and we just got to really finish texturing the molds and pick the name, and then it might be another 6 to 8 weeks after that.
Got it. So the name, we're going back to the name again. How are people? Because after I mentioned it a week ago, I had all kinds of people getting a hold of me and giving me the names. I said, guys, I have nothing to do with this. I don't know. I'm just a messenger.
I don't want to work. Go do it. Leave me out of it.
Yeah. So I told everybody they could send them to Josh, but then I thought, well, maybe they should just send them to Gino. I don't know.
Nah, just put them on the link. We're going to pick one. But hey, how about Bud? Bud, what do you think? Because
do I know?
Yeah. What about Bud? What would Bud name something like that?
What would you call it, Bud?
I was just sitting here thinking about it. It's gotta include all that stuff. So it's
oh yeah, the Transformer.
Yeah, but training's really hot right now. But no, I don't think that'd be a good
idea. There's some tricky names. I'll send you some.
All right.
I don't want $1,000.
I have one that I talked to the patent attorney or trademark attorney today and said, "What do you think of this?" And no one said it yet, but we'll see. We'll see. I just want it to be good. I want it to be special. I think it's a special product. I think it's going to do really well for dealers. I think it's going to do really well, in the $300 to $100 range.
Well, even $300 is cheap. I mean, you look at some of these markers out here now, and if you can build your own marker the way you want it for $300, $350, that's cheap.
Yeah. But it's not going to be. It's not going to be a tournament gun either. It's going to be like the old, BT style Black Hawk, Mr. Titman kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's in that family. It's not, a tournament gun. It's I hate to say it, it's for the 80% of the market. That's kind of what Valken does.
Well, I was just going to say, how many tournament players are there compared to rec players?
Yeah, that's what we play. We play in a different market. We play in that market, and we do. We know now we're bringing the paint and all that stuff. Anybody in Chicago, make sure they sign up. We're going to give some free paint to people in Chicago. They have to just sign up. We'll bring extra paint for them. But we're going to have a lot of capacity between East Coast, West Coast. So now that it's really, starting to rock, we got to start getting out there and promoting and helping, teams and helping events and helping dealers and whatever it takes.
Well, I know that we're using it this weekend, and I know the teams, when I mentioned that we were going to use some of the new stuff, they were pretty excited about it.
Yeah,
so,
I would hope so.
Yeah, if it shoots as good as everybody says it does, you're definitely going to have a winner. People are that's what they're going to ask for. Because, your graffiti paintball is, that's a hot item. I'm sure you know that more than we do.
Well, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. It's right there with graffiti.
Yep, I remember you telling me that when we talked the other day. And graffiti out here, you say graffiti and everybody goes, "Oh yeah, man, that's the paint. That's the paint." Yeah. So if this is anything even close to that, you got to definitely.
I really think it will be, Fred. I'm going to make sure. I think your order's shipping out. I'm going to make sure.
It actually got here today.
Oh my God! Why didn't you pull it out and check it out?
Well, because I'm not up there. What they did is they called me up and they says, "Yeah, we'll be there in 20 minutes." And I told them, I says, "Hey, I says it wasn't supposed to be delivered till Wednesday. I won't even be there till Wednesday." And they said, "Okay, no problem. We'll take it back and bring it out tomorrow morning." So I'm going to go up there tomorrow morning, and I'm absolutely going to try it
Get
tomorrow.
on it. Get on it. So there's.
Well, I'll take a video.
I'm positive of it, but you always listen. This is for everyone. Don't wait till the last minute to get your product. Don't wait till the day before Friday to call. I mean, it's too late. So like tomorrow's Wednesday. If you have a problem, or even if it don't get there, you have a day or two to play with.
Well,
you
let me tell you.
You don't want to wait till the last day and call us at like 5:00 on a Friday and say, "Oh, we didn't get our stuff."
Like, well, I ordered it, and when I was talking to George goes, "Oh, well, Fred," he goes, "when do you want it?" And I says, "A Wednesday'd be good." And he goes, "Well," he says, "maybe might be there Thursday." I said, "Thursday'd be fine too." And it came on Tuesday. So you guys were on top of it. I don't know, George must have put that order in immediately, and it shipped right away. That's you couldn't get any quicker than that. Actually,
well, good. Get on it. Get on it. Call me tomorrow. I want to know.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot it through my autococker.
Well, that's the best gun back in the day. I mean, people are still talking about your gun, bud. I mean, you really did a great job.
Well, I tried. I listened to everybody. I listened to you. You had some good ideas.
Yeah, I remember the first time talking to you. It was a long time ago, and I just couldn't figure out the three-way. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? Figured it out eventually.
Well, all that stuff's complicated, and just before you came on too, we were talking about what it takes to R&D a lot of this stuff. This isn't something that, you can take $100 and put something like this together. This takes an awful lot of money for R&D. And, that you sent me pictures of the machines working to make the paintballs. And now you've got the new marker coming out. You definitely invest a lot of money. And obviously you do it to make money, but you also do it to help the sport. Because without guys, I'm telling you, without guys like you, things just don't move forward. Then it gets flatlined. Once everything flatlines, nothing builds. Period.
About Gino, I got to, when he spent the time with me, that was the best time I ever had with him. I really got to know Gino. I mean, he wasn't here long, but I had a fabulous time with him. But he is for the players, and he listens to the players. That's the same thing I did. A lot of the owners and manufacturers, they out there doing their thing, but they don't listen to people. Gino listens to the players and listens to people. And that's the reason he's successful. And so does Joshua. Josh is the same way. I mean, fantastic people. I mean,
well, I mention Gino every week, and there's a reason I mention him. I mention him alongside of you, Tim Schloss. I got a perfect statue of Gino right here that I had totally carved, man.
Yeah, but he's too skinny. You need a fatter.
No, I think he looks great, man. I the only thing I gotta fix the mustache a little bit, but other than that, I think it looks terrific. Yeah.
Well, anyway, but I would have stayed a lot longer, but I don't want to wear out my welcome. I would have stayed for the weekend. You would have been like, Kathy, when is this guy leaving?
No. You can come stay for the week. I told you when you come out, you're only 40 miles from. I'm only 40 miles.
I'm coming back in 2 weeks. I'll be back in 2 weeks, but
Well, you stay here then. So.
I might come down and see you this time, Gino, because I'll be done with this tournament and I'll need a break. Believe me.
You know what we need to do, Fred? Honestly. We need to make some new stories. So when you're telling a story, we have some new stories to talk.
Well, let me tell you something, Gino. When Bud and I get together, the stories, I mean, it's one right after another, and it's constant. That's why when you were down there, Bud called me up and told me, he says, "Yeah, I had a great time with Gino." And when you're alone like that, the stories definitely come out. Believe me. So you're down there in a couple of weeks. I'll probably swing down there and see you guys.
The neat thing about Gino when he was here.
I'm listening.
I think we talked paintball, anything to do with paintball, probably 5 minutes, and that's it. the rest of the time we just talked about family and things and what we doing, and as far as building cars and all that stuff.
Did you tell him about the dead?
He's a car nut too. So
you tell him about the dead deer you picked up, put in your back seat, and that came alive?
No, that was Tommy.
Oh.
Boy. Wrong guy.
I told him.
No, Bud did that.
Bud did that?
Yeah. He hit a deer, picked the deer up, felt bad, threw it in the back seat, took it to the sheriff's place, and the deer came alive.
Oh yeah. No, I hit a deer
Seriously.
on the way to check out to go on vacation from the Air Force, and I put it in the back seat of the car. My wife, I kept on driving. She looked at me. I thought, all right. So I went and picked it up, put it in the back seat. I had a 2-door now, Chevrolet coupe, and I put it in the back, and then I drove into the vet, and I called the vet, and the vet says, oh, we don't do deers. Well, why don't you call the sheriff's department? I said, okay. So I took it over to the sheriff's department. Sheriff's department says, yeah, okay, well, just bring it around back. I said, oh, okay. So I took it around back. Now he's alive now. I mean, he's walking. And so I picked him up, drug him out of the back of the car, set him down. The guy opens the back door of and it was the, where they cook food, And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at him. He says, holy shit. He said, it's alive. I said, yeah, it's alive. He said, well, yeah, you can bring it here. We'll take it. I said, no. I know what you're going to do. So I picked it up again, and I put it in the back seat, and I was going to take it back to where I hit him. It's about 10 miles away. So I'm driving down this country road, and I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and here's my wife sitting next to me. There's me. And the deer is looking through the front windshield and got his head on my shoulder. This is a wild ass deer. And I thought to myself, this is cool, So I got there and I picked him up and I took him out, and I set him down and I shoot him away a little bit, And I walked back. My wife's laughing her butt off. I said, what's wrong with you? She said, well, look. And the deer's following me, wanting to get back in the car. I thought, son of a bitch, So I had to pick him up and take it. That's dark, right? It's midnight. And so I'm taking him back into the woods. I took him so far, I thought, holy shit, I haven't got a flashlight or nothing, So hopefully I got back and I did. I got back to the car. But he didn't follow me out.
What a good man. You're a good man.
Now, see, that's a story you never heard, right?
No.
Yeah. When we get together, we call it like Bill says, sitting around the campfire, man. The stories they flow one right after another. Am I right, Bud?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a few deer stories. Yeah,
that's a great story. You don't want to hear my deer stories.
Yeah.
The deer stories are even better. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of guys think it's a big deal to go out and shoot a deer, man. You got to get one with a car. That's all a man really does it, huh, Bud?
Oh, yeah. Well, we were coming back from Vacaville and Highway 12.
Yep.
And there was a deer sitting on the side of the road, and he got his antlers stuck in the fence, in a barbed wire. So we stopped. We're all drunked up, This is back in the 50s, the 60s, and we backed up, and I'm sitting there. I'm looking at it, and this guy is real muscular dude. He'd ride anything. He said, "I'm gonna ride that dumb bitch." I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, you better get on him." So he got on him, and the deer never moved, never done anything. So I got a pair of dikes and I cut the barbed wire. The first wire, and nothing. Second one, nothing. Third one, nothing. I had one left. I told the guy, I only got one wire left. You better hold on. And I cut that, and I swear to God, I never seen the deer. The only thing I seen was this guy flying over me, over the media, and into the highway. I mean, he must have went 30 feet through the air, and I don't even know what happened to the deer. You know, I said, "How was the ride?" He said, "Oh, it was good. Yeah, it's
Yeah, so
that's all of my deer stories.
yeah, that's the stories we're talking about. I guess we got a little bit off the rail here. You know, we
Yeah, we're
start
way
with
off the rail.
markers, start with
I
paintballs,
think
and
I
then end
screwed
up
up.
with deer.
I think I screwed us up by taking us off the rails. Dude.
Who cares, man? You know, I think your paint's going to do great. I am looking forward to. I'm going to shoot it tomorrow. So after I shoot it, maybe I'll do a quick video shooting it,
Yeah.
and then I'll give you a holler. And
And Fred, did you see how excited he was when he found out you were going to get your hands on the paint tomorrow?
Yeah.
you know
What
how
does that tell you?
excited I was to
What
get
does
my
that tell
hands
you?
on that paint. I was more excited than Chino.
When this gentleman is that excited that you're going to have this new paint, what does that tell you about how much work he's put into it?
You know what? I blow Gino's horn for a certain reason. You know, one thing I like about the good people in paintball is they love paintball and they work real hard for it. Now, if you don't work real hard for it, I don't badmouth you, but I don't talk about you. I don't do nothing for you. I don't try to help you in any way, shape, or form. There's a reason I help him. You know, I'm not on his payroll, and you know, I just he's a good guy. He is.
Thanks,
You
Fred.
know, yeah. Well, you deserve it. You know, if you sucked, I'd tell you that too. You know, but you're
listen, I've sucked
you're a
many
good guy. Well, you might to Josh, but not to me. Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. I didn't know you were still on. But yeah, Gino, you know, you get the praise. You get the same praise that Bud gets, same praise that Dan Colby gets, Tim Schloss. You know,
Well,
you
first
guys
off, I
all
don't deserve
earned
the
it.
same praise Bud gets. Bud's
Oh no,
Bud's the god.
No, I think you know you guys are all equal to me. You know, do I love
No.
Bud? Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
not. Bud's up here. I'm here.
no.
Yeah, no.
Not really. Yeah.
Well,
You know-
your new gadget machine, it's gonna put you up above, way up there. Your
Yeah,
new marker.
Yeah, because you know, Gino, you know, you took the initiative to go ahead and try to put something like that together. You know, I mean, what does this stuff come to you when you're sleeping? You know, it's like I say, it's there's a lot to this, and people don't understand. Now, my guess is you got more than $1,000 stuck into this marker already. Am I right?
Oh,
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People don't understand that the R&D on doing anything like this is so expensive, and if you don't like the sport of paintball, you would never have taken the chance to do this. Same way with paintballs. You wouldn't take a chance to build all these paintball manufacturing places to make paintballs if you thought that this wasn't going to help the sport
Right.
somehow down the line.
I mean, here's basically the situation. I'll never give up on paintball. I love paintball. So, you know, I love paintball. It's in my blood. You know.
Yep.
Like whatever. My attorney today, he was like, "Is this an airsoft gun? Is this an airsoft gun?" I go, "Sir, it's always a paintball. I'm paintball. You know, it's paintball." And I almost had to like yell at him, like, "Paintball." So yeah. So like I said, I won't give up on paintball, and we're working really hard. Probably hardest we ever work right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, one thing, Gino, that people don't understand is how you actually got started in all this. You would go around and collect all we call them cigar tubes back in the day, but you would go collect all the tubes, clean them out, fill them with paint, and take them and sell them. That's how you got rolling in paintball. Am I correct?
That's true. And we used to take something like oh man, we lost a little.
You'll be back.
We have a baby, so like a little baby brush. It was a small one, and we clean every tube, and we stand them up straight, and they would dry because we didn't know where the heck to buy all them cigar tubes. Well, we finally remembered. You know, I still remember where we bought them things. R.A. Serafini in North Carolina. There was the cigar tube company where we bought those things eventually, and Jesus, we used to sell a lot of them back in the day.
Yeah, but that's how you got started. So it's not like somebody walked up and says, "Hey, Gino, here's $2 million. Go start a paintball thing."
No,
so see, that's what people don't see, the behind the scenes stuff, and the history to me about paintball. That's why I keep mentioning all you guys at the beginning of my show, is because I want all the youngsters that are coming into paintball to understand what it really took back in the day to get this going.
Right.
You know, I mean, you're big in paintball, so everybody thinks, well, he was just a gazillionaire and he decided to do paintball stuff. Not at all. I mean, your dad had a nice restaurant. You went out, played paintball, went out and started.
It wasn't a nice restaurant.
It was a restaurant then. And
It's a pizza shop.
did you eat there?
I am fat. Yes, sure.
So anyhow, you know,
too, right?
I just like people to know how you got started, because that to me is a rags to riches story, if there ever is one.
You know what? With me and I just have like a lot of fire and desire, right, Josh?
Yes, sir.
But I have a lot of fire and desire, and just like, we want to be the best. We want to work harder. We got a lot of good things happening. You know, sometimes you think about certain things that are like a waste of time. Push the waste of time stuff out of the way and work on, you know, important things. You know, like what we got going. We have like 7 projects going right now, and you know, we're just, like I said, we believe in paintball. We're going to keep working hard on paintball. We are going to have. We're going to be able to lower prices on paintballs, because we're going to have East Coast, West Coast. I mean, there's $2 a box there. We bought automation equipment to drop our labor costs $2 or $3 a box. So all this is going to be happening, especially when we have, by the time we do West Coast, this coast, you know, over 10, 12 machines running. So we do plan on, and we're bringing in more experts. We got almost every expert that's made paintballs over the years to help us perfect what we're doing. I learned a lot. I'm still learning, but it's happening quick.
Well, you know, I know bringing in Mike Radko, that's a big thing. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he was in for a week helping out. He was in helping for a week. We got other people too. I mean, first off, Alex is doing a great job out in California. I mean, Alex has been there forever. Yeah, you know, they always were, how can I say it? APX, maybe the ball wasn't, it could be good, you know, for a week or two and things would change. Well, we bought all new equipment, replaced everything into place. And now we're buying much better materials. So now we're getting the benefit of a better ball, you know, where, you know, when he didn't have the equipment, or we didn't have the, we're using like recycled ribbons from other pharmaceutical plants, and there could be some different gels in there or different medicines in there, and everything was kind of reacting different. Now we're buying all pure ingredients, and it's a lot easier now when you're doing that.
Well, I'm looking forward to shooting it tomorrow, and I know all the teams that are coming in this week, and I even got Jacob Easter driving all the way in from Indiana with the Toxic Teddies to come and play. I got Penn King coming from LA, so we got a lot of people coming in from different parts of the U.S. They'll be shooting this paint, so I think it's going to shoot great, and I think you're going to have a lot of people promoting your paint after this weekend, my friend.
Great. Well, give me a call tomorrow, all right? And listen, I took enough time. Way too much time.
No, you did great. I appreciate you jumping on, Gino.
All right, everyone. I'll see everybody. Hey, Bill.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Thank you, brother.
Bill, we didn't talk much tonight.
Oh, that's all right. I like listening. You know, just seeing you,
know
Josh,
what?
and Bud and Fred. That's all that matters. But I
Well,
can't
then
wait to use your paint. And we've got a 3-man on the 12th, and we're going to be using your paint for that. So I'm pretty excited.
Thank you. And remember, the quietest guy in the room is always the smartest guy in the room. So I ran my mouth the whole time. So
yeah, me too. Yeah. That was a compliment to Josh.
Yeah,
I thought I had it pretty well under
graduate,
control.
right?
Next thing I know, here comes the boss.
Yeah.
All
Right on,
all
Gino.
guys.
Thanks for jumping in, my friend.
Thank you. Hey, Bud,
All
I'll
right.
see you soon.
Take care, man. Love you.
Yep,
take
thank
care.
you. Love you
Bye-bye,
too,
brother.
buddy. And Josh, appreciate
Bye-bye.
you. You're a warrior, man. Keep it up.
Yeah, he does. You know what? He does very, very good for you. He
I know he does.
and not just on this show, but you know, when I talk to him, you know, when I've met him at places, and we always talk Belkin. You know, Belkin is it's a big thing to him. So he's a good man. You know, I
He's
should probably
entirely too
click him
nice.
off for that.
I'm gonna start sprinkling gunpowder in his Cheerios.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Take it
All
easy,
right, guys.
Gino.
I'll see you.
Bye bye.
Adios.
All right, everybody, that was Gino from Belkin.
Woo.
Yeah, boy, I seen you sweating. What's wrong with you?
Boss in the room. We got to be sharp.
Now, you did a good job tonight. You did a very good job tonight, my
Look,
friend.
if we get nothing else across, do you not see that he cares?
Yeah, and plus we know about the deers that Bud's got to hang out with.
Hey, that's.
So
I'm gonna, if I may, I want to sneak in one other thing that
Shoot.
is important, and I'd like everybody to know. Every single day that I come in to work, I work with Gino's young ladies. We're talking about another generation
Right.
of Valken, and not just a Valken, another generation of people who love paintball. And that's a privilege of mine, yes, to work with them like I worked with their father. But more importantly, you want to talk about investment? Money is one thing. I think everybody in this room can attest that family is altogether something else.
Well, family first, paintball second.
And
always.
he's invested both.
Yes, he has.
So
Now,
you want to see how much somebody loves the game? You want to see how much somebody loves this industry? Throwing money at it? Yeah, okay, great. That dollar signs mean a lot. That's what makes the world go round. But guess what? You want to talk about love? You want to talk about family?
No, I totally agree.
In Chicago, it'll be the whole family.
And he's a tough guy too. Look how long he's put up with you. You know what I mean? Come on.
Hey, you know what I mean? Ask my wife.
Josh, you did him great. I knew you would be great. I love having you on. I think you're a terrific interview, and you're great for Belkin. And Gino knows that.
I hope so.
Yeah, Gino's a good guy. Gino didn't get where he's at for not keeping tabs on things. I'll say that. So Gino keeps tabs on everything. Believe me.
You don't miss much.
He don't miss nothing.
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody. And I want to thank you right up front for taking the time to come on the show tonight, Josh.
It's my honor and my pleasure to be in the same room virtually or in reality with these people, with these legends. You guys probably saw it's my 30th year. I mean,
we love you, brother. We love you.
I love all of you. And
Would you start when you were 2 years old? You don't look over 32.
13.
He just got through with his diapers, man.
Yeah.
I still got a couple of them if you want them.
We can't go back to that. So.
You should have showed off the cube, Josh.
That was a whole other thing. That's when I was a teenager. When I was in that was my senior art project. And everybody else is doing all these weird 90s things. And I made my 3-dimensional project tiger stripe camouflage.
Yep.
There you go.
So, Mr. Tim, if you're out there.
Tracy Perez just says, love you, Josh. And Tracy, we talked about you earlier, too. We talked about how Gino turned me on to you. And then Bill and I did the raffle, which was Bill just said enough by shaking his head.
And now we're stuck doing another one. You want everybody to call me?
Yeah.
Well, we just like to spread the love, baby. Come on, you know that.
It's something.
All right, Josh. Well, I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to come on tonight.
God bless you all.
Right on. All right, everybody. That's Mr. Joshua Silverman. What a great guy, huh?
Yep.
Super neat. Super neat.
He is. And then, Gino could not be any luckier than to have a guy like this guy. He's not only honest, he's just smooth. He's smooth. Matter of fact, I might start calling him Teflon Josh. I like that. Teflon Josh.
And he hadn't changed. He hadn't changed since I met him.
He does
forever.
He doesn't look any older either, man. I wanted to find out what he's drinking and buy a drum of it.
Yeah, me too. I'll split it with you.
Yeah.
We know he eats ice cream.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Bud, thank you so much for taking the time to come on tonight, my brother. I appreciate it so much.
Well, thanks a lot for having me on, and love you guys, and had a blast. A lot of good information.
Love you too, brother. You stay safe, and I'll be talking to you in the next couple of days here.
Okay, sound good.
All right, brother. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Pretty good night, Bill.
Yep.
I mean, Josh and and Bud and Gino. Pretty damn
Yeah,
cool.
It's kind of a rarity to see Gino on any podcast or anywhere. You know,
You know, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to him.
yeah,
You know, you're going to sell it. Come on out here and say hi. And he came out and said hi to everybody. And, you know, people appreciate that, Bill.
yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, they appreciate that. They really do. You know, and it gives you a little different insight into the guy himself. You know, like Bud coming on. You know, everybody's like, "Oh God, he's a gazillionaire. Oh yeah, he doesn't have time for anybody." You know, and that's not true. You know, Bud takes time for absolutely anybody that wants to talk to him. When I see him out at these places, never do I see him snub somebody. Well, you know, Gino's the same way too. You know, Gino's busy, but he doesn't snub you. He'll talk to you. So, my kind of guy. All right, Billy. Well, tell Susan I said hi, and I'll let you say goodbye to everybody.
All right. See you, everybody.
See you in the green room.
Yep.
All right. All right, everybody. I appreciate it so much. You guys hanging in and watching it tonight. Great group on tonight. Mr. Bud Orr, Gino, and Josh Silverman. Again, I thank you so much. And again, remember this weekend at Shooters All-Season Paintball up in Nicholas, California, up by Sacramento. You get a chance, even if you're not going to play, come on up and check it out and root some of the teams on. That'd be pretty cool. Absolutely love it. And we will be shooting Gino's new paint. Matter of fact, I'm going to be shooting Gino's new paint tomorrow. I got to open one of them boxes and give it a shot. So everybody, I appreciate it one more time. If you get a chance, you're going to want to get a hold of Belkin. Give them the best name you can think of for the new marker. Get yourself $1,000 worth of shopping stuff at Belkin. That would be so cool. All right, everybody. So until next week, Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook on Flagpole Productions. Please, everybody, play hard, play safe, play fair. We get out there and play paintball. All right.